Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
कैसे मैं सारा दिन घर में बिताऊं, नजरें मिलाऊं तो मैं कैसे मिलाऊं, दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं, दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं, चुपके से चोरी से मिलने वो आया, प्यार भी चोरी से उसने जताया, नाना जो कि मैंने तो गुस्सा दिखाया, दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं, ओ दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं.
Shweta Shetty, sun and shine. What a combination we have. What a combination we have. First of all, welcome to Latestly. And yes, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. And that's what I said. Sun, shine, Shweta Shetty, and of course sound. That is the sound of music. What a combination to begin with. And first of all, how are you? How have you been? Where are you talking with us from? You're in Goa, you told me. Is that your pad?
Yes.
Is that your plush pad from Goa?
I'm in Goa. I had a few days work and I'm here with very good friends who's going to be having her exhibition very soon. So I said, okay, since I'm here, I'll help you with that. I'll help you with that out. And I've got friends here and it's always good to just get away. I believe Bombay is going to be under a lockdown right now. So I said, let me enjoy the last few rays of the sun before we're all cooped up in our homes. Hopefully not. And the country Bombay stabilizes a little bit with the whole COVID thing. We've had enough, which is one of the reasons why I got the song Jalne Mein Mazaa, so that people can go outside, let the hair down, just enjoy some good music, let the music uplift you. And I'm just enjoying my stay in Goa right now because the work is out of the way now.
If my memory serves me well, Shweta, I remember exactly a year back I texted you because your song that we have been humming all along, especially in our childhood, sort of captured the mood of the Corona times. Of course, I'm talking about Deewane Deewane Hai, but Khidki Aao Na Bahar Na Jaun. That was the halat of the common janta, the mango people during COVID times. So they could not, find a better song to say what they want to say about the mood of COVID. But of course, thank God you had that song years ago, so we could revisit it.
You know, Prathamesh, who would ever think that a song which was originally sung in 96 is going to make a comeback and start trending? And that also during one of the worst phases of our lives. My God, I mean, I will never forget how it just took us by storm, you know. And we in Bombay, we faced even more because we had the floods. We had the pandemic in its purest form, highest form.
Right.
I don't know. The city which is very, very resilient. I'm talking of Mumbai. You really have to have, sorry to use the word balls of steel, but so I was very, very surprised, and a lot of the younger generation that didn't know me or didn't know my music, and suddenly started, getting to know me and my song, and the song started trending, and that actually gave me the idea of giving back that love which they again showered on me. And I said, listen, I've got to do something really nice. And that's how the whole idea of Jalne Mein Mazaa was released. So it didn't take me too much time to decide on the song. I knew from the very beginning it is going to be Jalne Mein Mazaa. Only thing is, the difference was Jalne Mein Mazaa with Salim Suleiman way back in '94 was a ballad. It was Jalne Mein Mazaa, Chingari Nadaba, Jalne De Dilruba. And I used to sing this at for my shows when I used to tour. And at that point, nobody wanted to do the song. And I'm like, why not? So this time there was no pressure, there was no rules, there was no regulation. Arias, the producer of the music, I told him, take the song, change it, give it a new feel. I know that I want the 90s feel. I want the disco feel. You can add retro, you can do house. That's all your thing. My main thing was disco. And we wanted to do it to basically uplift the mood during the pandemic.
Right. Right. And of course, I mean, when it comes to music, when it comes to revisiting this whole Jalne Mein Mazaa, what was the germ of an idea? How did it come about? How did you want to approach the new generation, the generation Y, X, whatever Z it is? How did you manage to do that? Where did the idea come from?
So, like I told you, '94 was the time that we had done this album. You know, in that album we had techno, we had R&B. Jalne Mein Mazaa is like ballad R&B. You know, and Salim Suleiman were very very new those days. But the song has always stuck in my head, and I saw the reaction of the song while doing it on tour, and I traveled all over India for the last 10 years when I was
Yes.
releasing. So I knew the impact of that song. Like I said, you know, nobody wanted to do a video or bring a ballad at that point in the '90s because it was all about dance music, it's all about, you know, the dance floor. But all I knew is that if I had to give that again after all these years, let's say from '94 to 21, it's going to have different packaging altogether. Otherwise, it's not going to be accepted. So living in Bombay for the past 6 years now, I've got the pulse of the audience, the feel of the audience, and even the music. The generation of today, they're so aware of music, they're so aware of voices. Before you had Besura Singha and you could do this and that with the, you know, technical magicians, so to speak. But today that doesn't work anymore, and I'm very happy because then there's so much of quality stuff. There's so many quality singers that have mushroomed today. The talent is unbelievable. You know, it's a new sound. People didn't expect that from me. They thought, oh God, 90s ka gana, you know, let her just forget about it. But you know, I've always given any song that has come to me, whether it's a Bollywood, whether it's a pop song, I have always tried to be a little different and tried to better the last one that I did. Didn't always succeed, but with Jalne Mein Mazaa, I have succeeded because it has really gone across to the generation X, Y, chromosome, whatever you call it. But it has worked really well.
Of course, India missed you as much as you missed India when you were living in Europe and when you were in Germany. When you came back here in Mumbai, did the landscape change dramatically? What differences did you see as far as the musical terrain goes?
There's a huge difference. Firstly, there is a huge talent that has mushroomed up, not just in a typical Bollywood genre of music. You know, Bollywood had a certain type of music which was very, very typical.
Correct.
You know, then came the saturation point, and then came a point of survival of the fittest. So everybody took that small little steps and risks with the music because it just the new generation were not accepting what was produced in Bollywood. So the budgets became bigger. New music directors got a chance to prove their talent. Different forms and different genres of music were born in Bollywood. I keep talking about Bollywood because there was even now today independent artists and independent music is slowly coming up. Thankfully, we're having a little bit of spotlight.
Yes.
A small little spotlight. The big one is always over there. But because that got so bigger and because that got so much better, people were very happy with Bollywood music, and it has created such a strong hold right now that it is very, very difficult for independent artists like us and our music to break through unless we do something really, really different, which, like I said, is a period where we artists, especially independent artists in music, can take that risk. We couldn't take a risk like this. I've always taken risks, but to have somebody back you is very, very difficult. And I'm really happy when I bought the right, when I told Sony, because they had the rights of Jalne Mein Mazaa, they must have thought this girl is going really cuckooish. Is that going to be her comeback? But I'm happy that they, agreed to release it, because we need companies like that to release our music. Otherwise, it just sinks. There are so many artists who start their own music companies and everything, but you still need somebody that has got the contacts and its jaws all over the place to reach our music, and we need people like you all. I mean, we can't do without you all, and I'm happy that you guys are giving us an opportunity to bring independent music
And
back.
I'm so happy. Your fans are so happy that you revisited this one as well. But tell me, I mean, recreating this, what exactly goes into this? Because you have to keep the essence of the song intact, and at the same time, you have to bring in some new elements. So, working on that front, getting that balancing act right, what exactly went into that, Shweta?
Well, Prathamesh, firstly, I always feel that every song of mine that I sing is always nurtured with a lot of love. And otherwise, it doesn't work. If I'm not confident and love what I'm doing, I am not going to get that love and passion across. And Jalne Mein Mazaa is a very passionate song. But like I said, if you hear the original, which is a ballad, if I had to play this song for you, you'll say, "Oh my God, ye naya gana hai." Only thing is that we retained was Maya Gobin's lyrics, Jalne Mein Mazaa, because I thought that was just so deep and so classy and so passionate and so wonderful. But the way I sang it also was a different approach. I wanted to give a different approach to everything. Of course, keeping my signature style, I can't get rid of that. But like I said, I always try to give a different treatment, which is what I've done with Jalne Mein Mazaa. And I think the combination of disco, retro, house has worked really, really well. And it's a very classy song that has struck all the right notes.
Shweta, do you ever reflect back upon the time that has gone by, the era of the 90s when indie pop was so heavy on our conscious? It was ruling the collective conscious of India, and suddenly it disappeared. Is it possible to bring that era back? Is it possible? What we need to do, what musicians like and singers like you need to do to be able to get that era, the charm of that era back?
So basically, Prathamesh, I think the 90s stars still have their fans. Is something that I have realized during the pandemic with the resurgence of Deewane to Deewane. Every time I read the thousands of comments. Oh, please come back. Please bring the 90s music. आज का म्यूजिक बिल्कुल बकवास है. आप लोग कहाँ चले गए हैं? तो सब बॉलीवुड है. कोई पॉप म्यूजिक हमें पॉप म्यूजिक भी सुनना है. So these are the comments that I kept hearing, kept seeing. People kept telling me that, and I'm like, okay, there is a large niche that listens to independent music, whether it's pop, whether it's whatever. It is very difficult. Let me tell you, Prathamesh, a lot of people told me, don't do it. You will. It's not going to happen because because we don't have that kind of budgets. Nobody wants to promote independent music. Even when I started with the media, they were shying away in the beginning. I'm like, "But yaar, pop music, we don't have an audience for that." And suddenly, because the song just created that buzz, have people really. My PR agency, they're really one of the best, and they were very shocked in the beginning. It says everybody wants to. They can't imagine that pop has an audience or fans or viewers. Till the song actually took off, then we had everybody coming to us, and I was really very, very disappointed because if like artists like us, for me, I'm starting also new, but I'm just saying, who still have their fans of the 90s, what happens to people who are actually starting from zero and they are no names, nobody knows them, and they want to bring their music across? How difficult is that going to be? So I feel we need the media also to help, not just me, I'm just talking about artists in general, because your duty is to get this kind of music across to an audience which is thirsting for independent pop like it was in the 90s. Whether we bring that back, whether we bring that same craze back, I don't know, but we are on the right path. Let's put it this way.
Now that you have plethora of media available, you have different channels, music channel, radio stations, you have different avenues through which music can be created and promoted. Therefore, how are you going to play that balancing act where your voice could be played, as a voice for a heroine in Bollywood, in a Bollywood movie, or perhaps, as you said, indie music as well, or creating something entirely different, or perhaps judging a reality show? How are you going to play different acts now, and how are you going to keep it balanced and responsible as well, especially for indie pop music?
I have always been very responsible, Prathamesh, as an artist, because I just feel that when you are an artist, you have a certain responsibility towards your fan. You do influence them in a very, very big way. So you have to, keep that in mind, because, like I said, a lot of people want to be the way, want to be like you. So even I was doing the video, they said, the 90s fans, don't you think you're going to be probably shocking them? I'm like, why? I said, the generation of today, if you go on their Instagram and Facebook, everybody is in a bikini, in hot pants, with just a bra on top. Everybody is very open. And India has become a lot more open to all these things. I just feel it is a form of expression. It's a form of freedom. When Pratima Bedi, went naked running down the beach, it is such a furore. But today, one of the most normal things to do on the beach. I think people are very aware of their body, and they don't, especially the generation, they don't like.
From Pratima Bedi to Milind Soman. Running in the buff, okay, trending.
Madhu Sapre, all these people, they did things like, even when I did Deewane to Deewane, me going into the room with Foreman was scary.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we took those baby steps then to make people aware that, listen, we should have. It's a free country. We are not, you should not be told what to do, what not to do. Of course, there are certain limits that you do not cross. But showing your body doesn't mean, hey, look at me. I want you to see I'm perfect. And no, but I think it's also bringing across fitness. When you have a fit body, you also have a fit mind. That is so important thing that during the pandemic. So now what the future holds, I really don't know, but I know that it's going to take a little bit of time for me to open the doors, which are closed right now. And I hope people have a big heart to do that, because music is music, whether you're singing it for a heroine, whether you're singing it for yourself, or you're singing it for the public, or whether I'm singing it in the bathroom, it has to reach.
Right.
And our country has got so much today. The media has become so big and so vast, but there's also, I keep telling that there is so many people out there who are not into the social media.
Apart from keeping your voice in shape, you have been keeping your body in shape, and above all, you have been keeping your spirit and soul in fabulous shape, fabulous energy. And yoga has helped a lot. I assume, and I know, in fact, that yoga has played an instrumental role in this. Would you like to talk about that? I mean, especially in times when everybody is fitness freak, but not exactly paying attention to their energy. Everybody wants to have those six packs, those muscles, and those bikini bods, so to speak. But very few are paying due attention to the soul, to the energy, which you are doing, Shweta.
Yeah, I mean, yoga has been really one of my best companions through the hardest of times. And through Shwetasana, and I had the honor of also teaching people who were, suffering from a few things. I think for a person, when you teach yoga, it is a very spiritual experience, because I have some people who are as old as 90, 93, 85, young ones. And it was very, very gratifying because, no matter how healthy your food is. I know a lot of people say, oh, I eat really healthy. I buy vegetables worth 1,000 rupees and everything, but you don't exercise. So the intake food, good, expensive food, doesn't help you solve a problem which is a lot more deeper, which is a lot more skin, not just skin deep, but a lot more deeper. And I think yoga has really, really helped me. I'm talking from my experience of helping people also suffering from a lot of things, especially the pandemic has made us all realize the importance of being physically, mentally, and emotionally fit. Because if you're emotionally, so a lot of people sometimes are a little overweight and they say, oh my God, she's so fat. I said, listen, you don't know what she's going through. Because see, people they stuff themselves when they are emotionally disturbed. It could be anything. It could be a trauma that they've been carrying all these years. There are some people who put the thing in the mouth and spit it all out. But this is again an emotional thing. So there is an extreme of being fat and being too thin. You have to be in the middle, and to find the center is one of the most difficult things to do. But I can assure you, yoga is really the answer to that.
Yes, and I'm sure you'll promote yoga in a heavy way as well.
So I promote that, and I don't promote it for likes or comments. Arey, yeah, Shweta ji, amazing, super, fantastic. I do it so I can promote yoga, so I can make, like I said, I know two things in my life, okay? One is to make people happy through my yoga, and one is to make people happy through my music. Both very, very up.
Not only are you making people happy with music, you are setting the fire, you're setting the stage on fire. Jalne Mein Mazaa, ironically, is a title of the song that goes well with the theme. But of course, I'm not letting you go before you hum. I know your voice is not in great shape. Currently, you're in Goa, you had fun. But I'm not letting you go without you humming. Khidki pe aao na bahar na jao.
But you sing the chorus with me.
Absolutely. Let's go.
खिड़की पे आओ ना
बाहर ना जाओ.
कैसे मैं सारा दिन घर में बिताऊं, नजरें मिलाऊं तो मैं कैसे मिलाऊं. दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं, दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं. चुपके से चोरी से मिलने वो आया, प्यार भी चोरी से उसने जताया. नाना जो कि मैंने तो गुस्सा दिखाया. दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं, हो दीवाने दीवाने तो दीवाने हैं.
Evergreen.
आपको गाल
I am sorry to make you do that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry for troubling you again, but thank you so much. Bye. You take care. All the best, and we will meet for sure.
For sure, inshallah.
Yeah.
See you.
See you.